What's up everyone, it's Amber. So, it's no secret that Disney princesses are seen as bad role models for young girls. Whether it be how they look, what they want, their storylines, people always seem to find fault with the Disney princesses and categorize them as bad role models for young girls. Personally, I'm sick and tired of this, and I feel like that stigma needs to be erased. And as a true Disney fanatic and lover, I'm going to prove that Disney princesses are actually the best role models that any young girl could have. And here's why. Chapter 1, Body Image. So, the main issue that people have with Disney princesses is their figure or how they look. And they say that no woman or no real woman looks like that. But newsflash, these are not real women. They're cartoon characters. They're animated people. They aren't real. Now, there is an issue when you begin to compare yourself to an animated figure. It's just, there shouldn't be a comparison. There's really no comparison there because they're drawn and you're not. Personally, when I was a kid watching Disney movies, their body image didn't even cross my mind. I was so caught up in the story and loving their personality and just the whole fantasy of the Disney story or their movie for what it was, not for how these princesses look. And children don't look at things like that. Children look at the magic, the fantasy, the wonder, the story, and the lessons. They don't look at how these characters are built. Chapter 2, Wanting a Prince and Needing a Man. So, classically, Disney princesses were seen as bad role models because they always needed a prince to save them and they were the damsel in distress, or they just needed that male figure to save them from their horrors. Completely wrong. If you think about it, all of the Disney princesses had a goal, and that goal wasn't only a prince. Sometimes the prince became a perk or an addition to their goal, but their main goal wasn't for them to get married or just have a prince save them. They had something else in mind. We take Snow White and Cinderella, for example. They both grew up in horrible home environments, and the people who were their caretakers, or like their mother or their sister or their family, treated them poorly, and they didn't really receive love. And Snow White and Cinderella were very loving young women, and they weren't receiving love from their family. So of course they're going to look elsewhere for it. And that elsewhere ended up being a prince. Now that's not a bad thing for someone to want to give love and receive love, especially when they were brought up in a negative environment. None of the princesses were really striving for a prince. Like I said before, they all had a goal. They wanted an escape. They wanted to get out of that confined life. Chapter 3, Teaching Realism. A majority of the time, the Disney princesses kind of get a slap on the wrist or kind of punished for not portraying real life behavior or teaching young girls what to expect in the real world. And of course, we all know that you can't really sing to animals or have birds or mice make clothing for you, but that's all there for the child's imagination, and that's something that an adult shouldn't take away from a child in order to teach realism. The child will soon grow up and understand that the mouse won't make a dress. It's a complete lie that the Disney princesses create this false expectation about life, because all of their stories have a certain lesson in them, and each of the princesses themselves teach or portray a characteristic that will help a young woman get ahead in life and achieve her dreams. A lot of the Disney princesses make sacrifices, and that's something that everyone does in the real world. Not everything is so black and white, and there's always that in between that they have to take. And sometimes the sacrifice isn't always a good one, and sometimes it turns out to be beneficial regardless. Like Ariel with her voice, she had to sacrifice her voice to go on land. Belle, she had to sacrifice her freedom to save her father. Mulan, she sacrificed everything about her. She had to take her father's place in the war because he wasn't capable of going. Disney princesses are seen as weak, and they show the weak side of a woman, and that they don't represent what a strong woman can be. And I completely disagree with it, and it makes my blood boil for people saying something like that. Because in order to be a strong woman or a strong person, that doesn't mean you have to be mean, catty, conniving, or manipulative, or angry in order to be strong. Strength comes in many forms, and all of these princesses show this through their kindness, their ambition, their sacrifices, their drive, their leadership. And so I think that we should all stop Disney princess shaming. They have done nothing wrong, and they shouldn't be shamed for just being animated and telling a really good story and being a really good role model for young girls. Now I want you guys to sound off and let me know what you all think about the Disney princesses. Do you think that they're good role models, or do you think that they're bad role models? Do you not care, or do you care 100% like I do? And just let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Until next time.